All right, good day. Welcome back to the Gone Show. Again, it's just me. The man cub and man cubette in-law and the man cub junior all went home on the weekend. And we're a little sad, but life goes on. It was great to have them here, and I managed to put them to work and get a lot done. So I got to do a couple quick things. One is going to be, I got some brand new headlights for aptly named Loretta, the blue 2016. The headlights that were in it were those HID ones, and one high beam didn't work, and it was a nightmare. So while Kylan was here, he helped me, and we ripped them out. And I'll show you here. I took the lights out of Leroy and put them in Loretta, because I didn't have any that I could use, and I didn't want to fight with the things. Could I have just left it? Yep. But Tanya was heading into Houston and stuff for some appointments, and I wanted to make sure if she was going to be on the highway at night that she had adequate headlights. So could I put these nice aux beam in Leroy? Absolutely. I definitely could. But, you know, I always give Tanya kind of the hand-me-downs. So I think what I'm going to do is take those back out, put them in Leroy, and then put these in there. And I'm going to bring you along for the ride. So stick around, because working on these new rigs is a lot different than working on the TJs. So let's have a little fun. All right, so the 20 whatever, the way that they do these, you can't get to the mounting screws for the ring that holds the headlights in unless you take the grill off. At least I couldn't find a way. The only thing that you can get to is the adjustment screws for focusing. So the easiest way that I found is just a simple little flathead screwdriver. And then there's these plastic clips, and they just pop up and then pop out. They're a pretty simple little single piece unit. And there's a whole bunch of them along the grill here, but they just literally pop up and pop out. So here, I'll bring you along for this one. Right here, these little guys here, you just basically get under them. You can pop them right apart or not, and then they just pop out. So careful not to lose the pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and bang all these out and see if we can do this. Oops. All right. And then once those are out, then it's just a simple, these bottom clips should just pull. Which they do. And then be careful, obviously the signal lights are all plugged in. And I could pull those out if I really wanted to, but I don't need to. So now once we're to the bezels, it's the same as the TJs now at this point. You got your little, I think they're a T15, little Torx, and there's 4 of them around the bezel. And then this will just pop off, and then the headlight comes off. Man, what a beautiful day. It's overcast, obviously, as you can see, sun poking out every once in a while, but the temperature is really starting to cool down in southeast Texas. We woke up to a balmy couple single digits this week, Celsius. It was like 9 degrees. So I actually had to put on a sweater for the first time in a while. Got to wear a hoodie for a little bit, but then by, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's back up to 22, 23 degrees Celsius, and you're back into a t-shirt. So now it's warming up again for the next couple of days, and then it'll be cool again. And yeah, we're in that kind of awkward stage, but that is fine. We will take it. So that's one. So these ones, like I said, I ripped them out of Leroy and brought them over. So I ended up damaging some of the wire when I pulled them out. I couldn't get it apart, and I got a little frustrated, and I just yarded them. So when I put these back in Leroy, I'll get them all connected up. That was the daytime running light and then the signal light. So, anywho, not a big deal. Set that there. Let's get this one out. So all these 7-inch round headlight kits come with adapter plugs for the different years. But fortunately, this one already had the adapters in it because of the HID lights. So I didn't have to really worry about it. But I'll show you here when I open up the new kit what they come with. You should get adapters for all the different years. So you can see it right there. It's just a little pigtail. So, okay, I salvaged that one. That one's actually got the right plugs on it. So that's on this side. Make sure I get those in the right order. All right, let's open this up. Ooh, fancy. So, opening the box, you can see you get some nice fancy gloves to put these in with so you don't... Those are pretty cool, actually. Is that why these were a little bit more expensive? Because I get these fancy things? Ooh, they even fit my big mitts. Nice. We'll just put those over there. Okay. So these headlights have some sort of fancy startup thing, but the wiring is exactly the same as the other ones. It's got the daytime running light and then the optional signal light ring. Because we have signal lights on the front, I may not do those right now. And then for the year of the Jeep, here's the adapter. Because I ordered these specifically for the 2016. I'm going to get the 2016 adapter plug. For the TJs, I think they just plug. Yeah, for the TJs, you can see here, the plug is just the factory harness. So it's the right pin. So, you know, whatever year you order them for, you're going to get the adapter pigtail. And then they give you, you know, a fuse, obviously, for the daytime running lights, and then some wire clips to clip them in. So that's pretty, maybe we'll just do this, I don't know. But I don't think these are left and right specific. These ones here are actually on the TJ, they're left and right specific because they have the signal light off to the side. So you want to put them in the right way so the signal light is on the right side. But this does not have it. Give you a bunch of spare wire. I don't have enough hands. There we go. Looks like they give us a bunch of spare wire and some zip ties. That looks like gaskets. Why do I need gaskets? And why do I need a pigtail? I got one adapter, and then one, the plug isn't on it. I got ripped off, but it's a good thing I have a spare set. What are these for? Prevent the headlights from wobbling, you can slip this rubber ring over the edge of the headlight lens while installing. So these keep them from vibrating around, I guess. Well, that's pretty cool. You get these little things. All right, let's see if we can knock these in. Okay, you probably didn't even see half of what I just did, but this is the brand new headlight, and then these are the rubber rings that they're talking about. You can slap around them to keep them from wobbling. But let's see what we're up against here. We'll just do a test fit. So the harness just plugs in, and then we can just tuck that in. Now these, if I remember right, have a, where's the top? So there's writing on the top of this. This is .SAE up here, and then there's, so that would obviously be 12 o'clock. And then there is little plastic, kind of, yeah. All right, I'll zoom in on the camera maybe if I remember, but there's these little slots here and here, and then there's slots on the headlights, and they just clip right into that spot. So that, I think that's what it's saying, wobbling, but I think by the time you get the ring on it, it'll fix that. So, should we do the signal lights while we're here? I think I can get the snip right onto the signal light wire. Looks like it's relatively straightforward. No, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just not in the mood. So let's just get the beauty ring back on. Now these are not evenly spaced. You can see the bolts, how they go on. The screws, they're shorter here than they are here. So this can only go on one way, which should be this way. Nope. Gotta clock this right. This way. There we go. All right, so it's in. Now we'll just add a couple of screws. Get her started. And then I think I'm gonna have to focus these two because I don't think there are. I had a few people flash me on the highway thinking I had my high beams on, so I hit them with the high beams back and I think I gave them an x-ray. So I wanna make sure I'm not blinding people. I don't have the fancy, obviously there's that fancy tool that goes on and does all the alignment. But I do have a garage door that has seam lines, so I think we can get it close to what we think. But I'm gonna wait till, obviously, till it gets dark out. And then we'll do that. Okay, so there's one. And it's in there relatively tight. We'll cinch it up here. How come that's so loose? There we go, that's better. Okay, so one side down, one side to go. And then later on in a separate episode or whatever, I'll wire in the signal light and the daytime running light. I think it'll be pretty cool. This thing does a whole startup pattern. I don't know. Might have to get Tanya out here to help me. Help me! Okay, that's that. And then find the lettering right there. Wiggle it into the slots, kinda. Like that. Put the ring on. Not the right way. That's the right way without scratching them. I didn't use the fancy gloves because my hands are clean. I just literally washed them. So 3 and look at that, I didn't even lose one. But I'm about to speak too soon. Nope, 4. And there we go. So that's that, honestly. That's, it doesn't get much easier than that, honestly. So this is just gonna be a quick few-minute video just to kind of show you that. So those are in. Like I said, I'll wire them in later on. I'm just not feeling it today. I've got some wicked allergies, I think, or something going on. So I'm gonna go get some rest, I think. I have a few things coming up too. I have the exhaust. I just got it. I'll show you that here before I cut out. I haven't even opened the box yet. Let me open that up and I'll show you what I got. All right, didn't even stop the camera. How's that? So for the black Jeep, the little one up front there, we saw on the last episode the big hole in the muffler. So I actually bought a new one. I I found this one on Amazon. It's a Flowmaster. I've used them before in some of the trucks that I've had, and they work really, really good. They got a nice throaty sound. Not that it matters in the little go-kart engine, but you know, whatever. And then I got the new tailpipe to go with it because it was pretty rusty, but that looks too big. So I think this is a 2.5 inch, and that is not what is on there. I think it's 1.5 inches or something. So I'm going to do a test fit and see what adapters I need. I'm probably going to have to go get something from one of the local auto parts stores. But I'm going to bang on that on. I'm going to bring you on for a separate video when I do that, when I'm feeling a little more pep in my step. So with that, thanks everyone, and we'll see you on the next one.